From the home base in Brookfield, Wisconsin, welcome to today's episode of Inside, Connect, and Simplify. I'm Roger Firstenow, HCM consultant, marketing and networking savant. My co-host, Stephanie Paulson, is on vacation, getting her American history fix in Gettysburg. When she gets back, we'll have her recap what she's experienced and her love for history. But since I'm on my own today, I'm going to talk about tactfully telling people you're doing it wrong. Tough words, I know. Especially if you were taught to do it a certain way, or you are proficient with a process. And let's face it, in today's landscape, we don't want to offend anyone, even when speaking the truth. If I looked you in the eye and said, you're doing it wrong, that might cost me a sales opportunity or a black eye. So how do we get across the message of you're doing it wrong when you meet with a prospect and they don't see it? The highest driver of change, of getting their attention and having an engaged prospect, is not price or ease of learning or understanding, accessibility to the product, speed, blah, blah, blah. The highest driver is when they're confronted with surprising information about their business. It's when they learn something new, backed up with a compelling reason to act. So I can say you're doing it wrong. I would get nowhere if I didn't back it up with new information and a reason to consider a change. However, I will get somewhere if I can upend their status quo. So a quick sidebar to a movie I enjoyed from 2004 called National Treasure, which starred Nicolas Cage and Jon Voight. I don't think it won any awards, but it got me with the history lessons in the treasure hunt. In one scene, they are about to be left stranded in a cave. The quote was, "Cooperation only lasts as long as the status quo is unchanged. So we need to find a way to make sure the status quo changes in our favor." It meant that as long as they cooperated and gave good information, the bad guys would keep them alive. Once that relationship ended, they were dead men. Point is, the status quo worked, and as long as it worked, there was no reason to change it or challenge it. And many businesses run on that premise. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Our job is not only to show them that the status quo, the way it's been done or has always been done, is broken, but also that it's costing them in ways they did not realize. That insight into their business and proof statement that it's costing them will defend our position of you're doing it wrong. And before you ask, it's questions and research to identify something new or surprising about their business, and then give them a reason to act takes a minute. For me, it can be finding a connection that gives me insight into the company or the decision makers. It's asking questions that make them think about, in a perfect world, what would you need or want to change? It's pointing them to companies like theirs that made a change and reap the benefits. It's being creative. Okay, great. You've come in and shared with the prospect that the status quo is not cutting it, that making a change is the correct action for the future of their business. And they agree. Awesome. But wait, what's to stop them from taking your great idea and shopping it to the world, eventually leading them to buy from a competitor? This. Show this prospect that your company is able to provide that solution better than any other company. So when the prospect recognizes they have to do something, I can say, let me show you how we are the only solution to make this happen. Now, I'd like to tell you what that solution is, but I can't because there is no one-size-fits-all solution. I don't know what the problem or need is for any given company, so I can't tell you what the solution is yet. I can tell you this. Time and again, we hear prospects tell us about an issue they are having, and they're looking for a solution. And time and again, they are not aware of the technical capabilities available from our technology partner, UKG. And why should they? That's not their job. So they are looking for a solution that's on a surface level, something that's relatively superficial, where we can go multiple layers deep and solve this and then give them something more they hadn't considered. I typically default to an HR or payroll example where the prospect is looking to solve reviews or scheduling or multi-state EINs or EEOC reporting. And by the time I talk through the idea, the prospect is seeing the pain they're experiencing is far greater than the pain of making a change. So I've now given them something new with a compelling reason to act and shown my company can solve this better than any other company. So what makes us different than any other company? Let's face it, if we were in the wine and spirits business, the product is the same. So the difference is not what's in the bottle, but it's the delivery or the service, the available supply that sets that distributor apart. In the HCM industry, the product is not the same, and that sets us apart. Our technology partner, UKG, which is Ultimate Kronos Group, is a leading global provider of HCM, payroll, human resources, and workforce management solutions. Add to that the capability of our trademark Connect and Simplify cloud-based platform that also integrates employee benefits and retirement plans, and that sets us apart. We are a design company, not a software company. We design a custom-fit solution for every business, where a software company delivers a product that serves the masses. We provide the service team specifically assigned to our clients rather than a call center that puts you in the queue. And if you need to see the financial impact of moving to a UKG solution, you can find that in a case study done on one of UKG's clients that shows the bottom line impact on the budget over a 3-year span. The return on investment is impressive. I would love to share that case study with you. For the analytical numbers people on the decision-making team, it breaks down the savings realized across multiple fronts, including time, labor, software, hardware, and service. It puts dollars to each category that directly impact the bottom line of the budget. So yes, at the benefit companies, we can help you determine if the status quo is okay or not. We can help determine a solution when it's not okay. We can tell you why we are the only provider that can make that happen because of our technology and capabilities, and we can give you a snapshot of the financial impact one company realized by coming with UKG. So if I say to you, you're doing it wrong, don't be offended. I am really saying that I have information you might find valuable, and it might disturb your status quo. And if disturbing your status quo means that change is coming, remember, the cost, the pain of staying the same, is greater than the cost or the pain of change. So back to the movie National Treasure. Nick Cage says, "So we need to find a way to make sure the status quo changes in our favor." Business owner, I'm talking to you. Make sure that the status quo changes in your favor. The entire team at the benefit companies and UKG are standing here ready to help. As I'm recording this, a post pops up on my other screen. Someone on LinkedIn posted the following. "The most dangerous phrase in the English language is, 'We've always done it this way.' To that we say, the only constant is change." Until next time, thanks for listening and be well.
Find our podcast inside Connect and Simplify and all of the following places so you can listen anytime, anywhere. Go to connectandsimplify.com/podcast to find our entire library of podcasts. You can also find us on Alexa, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, Listen Notes, Google Podcasts, Pandora, and Podbean. Thanks for listening.